Hello, it's Emma, the designer at Bespoke Backdrops and Branding. So you and I are going to spend the next 12 to 14 hours together, all condensed into a few minutes, so that you can see behind the scenes in my design business during this pandemic, during this very strange period in our time. So, will I actually get any work done, or will I spend my time watching cat videos on YouTube? Good morning, good morning. This is how I start my day 5 days a week, regardless of whether it's lockdown or not. It's warm lemon juice and then I'm off to do a spin session. Oh my goodness, what a stunning day it's turned out to be. Right, so this is where I'm going to be spending my next half hour on the spin bike. This is my cat. She's our constant companion throughout this COVID-19. I think she's a bit confused as to why the heck we're all at home all the time, sitting in her favorite chairs. Hey, lady. Hey. Well, that was absolutely worth it. I'll tell you something, as far as mental health is concerned, getting on this bike 5 days a week, putting on my Spotify training playlist is just so good for my spirit, for my soul. I just blast out some tracks. I spin really hard on the bike. I've been doing spinning for like 13 years, so I kind of know how to mix it up, know what I'm doing. But I tell you, the music, I start every day so happy because I have this amazing playlist that I put together myself. I put it on shuffle, I don't know what's coming next, and it uplifts me, and the endorphins from the exercise uplifts me. It's amazing. So this morning I had Snoop Dogg Sweat, very apt, Britney's Work Bitch, again a great exercise track, and The Weekend Blinding Lights, just loads of things. So I'm in a really good frame of mind now to start my lockdown design day. Sorry for being a bit sweaty. So, okay, I am ready, showered, finishing off my cup of tea and walking to my office. Now, our son recently left to go to university. So like any good mother, I kicked him out of his room and I've commandeered it as my own office and my workspace. So, ta-da, I've got my desk, I've got my backdrop set up. Of course, the backdrop's hiding all kinds of my son's boxes. So that's the good thing about a backdrop, it hides all kinds of things. So yeah, that's my desk, neat and tidy. I like to be neat and tidy, so let me just sit down. So I have a to-do list, a written to-do list. I absolutely adore my Asana and all kinds of other software tools and management tools that I use, but nothing beats writing a to-do list and ticking it off like pen and paper does. I have my iPad Pro here, which is, oh, the screen is gross. I need to clean that. My iPad Pro is fantastic because with the Apple Pencil, I actually draw and design everything on this. This is a fantastic tool. It's allowed me to really expand the range of art that I can create. So I used to hand draw and paint on paper with watercolor and then high res scan it and then pop it into my Photoshop or whichever Adobe software I was using. But now I don't need to do that. I directly draw and paint onto here. There are so many paint brushes and pencils and every single color I can put into this. And then I just airdrop it into my laptop. It's revolutionized my business. I always say, like to my husband, I said, listen, if you can only draw a stick, man, you're not going to do amazing things on the iPad Pro with the Procreate app. But if you are a designer, if you are an artist, it's changed my life. So I have got this set up here. I've got my softbox lights, which you can see. I put them both on when I am on a client call. It just gives a nice even light. So today on my to-do list, I have actually got 3 client calls, which is huge. So you're gonna see me do a lot of talking today. Okay, yeah. So what we need to do is understand the strategy behind the brands that I'm gonna be building for you. Okay, so I've just finished my hour and a half strategy session. In fact, it was a 2-hour strategy session with my new VIP client. So a lot of talking. I'm rather parched, so I've got my glass of water. It's now lunchtime, so I'm going to make myself some lunch. This morning actually wasn't so different to a normal day. That's not in lockdown. I do speak with my clients on Zoom. They're all over the world. This client actually was in Australia, but we did our strategy session, an hour and a half strategy session on Zoom. So that really hasn't changed. My daughter's home. You'll see her scouting around. So that has changed. She's doing schoolwork.
I love my mom.
But I am starving hungry. I'm beginning to shake. I'm one of those people that if I don't eat a lot and often, I start to shake. So this is me. This is my lunch. Setting it all up, and I'll be ready for my afternoon session. Okay, so that was client call number 2 done for the day, and now it's time for a cup of tea. So actually, as I walk through to the kitchen to make my cup of tea, I'll show you some of the artwork I've done in previous years. So this one is Carpe Diem, Seize the Day, acrylic on canvas. I used to do a lot of artwork on canvas. This is another one of my paintings that I did many years ago. And there's my husband hiding behind the Mac. This is his new office space while we all work from home. This is a sketch I did, I think, in 1995 when I had just finished school and I was traveling in Venice. I used to love doing architectural sketches. This is not one of mine. This is a portrait I had done of me by a really talented artist called Lucy Morningstar. She's actually just become a client of mine, but she did this beautiful, beautiful portrait of me. So that's coming through into the kitchen. Here is a piece of art that I did when we lived in Switzerland. So it's Mont Blanc, which that was the view that we had from our home or from the village that we lived in. It was just beautiful on Lake Geneva. So I created this acrylic on canvas painting in the style of the golden age of travel, 1920s travel posters. So that always reminds me of our 12 years in Geneva, which was beautiful. And through to the kitchen where I'll have a cup of tea in a minute, but this is a painting. I've got the news on. I've always got the news on. Try not to listen too much about the COVID-19. It can be a little bit depressing. Okay, mute. So this is a painting I did in 2007, so quite a long time ago. It's actually that's velvet. So a bit of a multimedia thing going on there. I actually do want to show you something else. So this is a grandmother chair that I picked up at a bric-a-brac market in Switzerland many years ago and had it upholstered in my own fabric design. So a few years ago, before I started Bespoke Backdrops and Branding, I had a chair design business and a fabric design business. And I would design my own fabrics, have them printed, and then upholstered onto really sort of unique signature chairs. And I would sell them to my clients. And this one I kept for myself because I think it looks really cute. So it's tea time, Annabelle. It's my daughter, homeschooling, working. It's tea time, darling.
All right.
Come on. If there is one thing that's going to define my days in lockdown, it's the fact that I'm always eating. Okay, back to work. So I've done some design work, I've done a Facebook post, I've got another client call this afternoon, and then I'm going to go off for a walk. I don't know about you, but there's been this very strange atmosphere in the world
since we've all had to stay working at home. And I work from home anyway, so nothing's really changed. But this kind of had that feeling of, you know, between Christmas and New Year, you're not quite sure what day it is, you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing. And I have definitely been possibly a little more relaxed about my work than I should be. So I have been in the last few weeks sort of realizing this is the new normal, and I've got to snap to it, get with the program, and make sure that I don't fall behind on my project work.
Okay, it's getting late in the afternoon, and to stop feeling like I'm stuck in a cabin, to avoid cabin fever, I'm going to take you on a little walk with me. So this is what I will often go and do, either by myself or with my daughter or with my family. We'll just go for a walk down to the water. Oh, there's my daughter. She's gonna. I think she's gonna come with. She's coming. She's coming with us. So we often go down for a little walk to the wharf. We're not so far from the water in Sydney, and to be absolutely honest, this whole lockdown, COVID-19 lockdown, has been. We've been quite lucky in Australia with the numbers, with how we've handled it, and I feel really quite lucky to be able to live in this environment in Australia, in Sydney, and to be able to go and enjoy the sunshine. We're just going into winter here, but let's stand to one side. We've got someone coming through. We are doing social distancing here, 1.5 to 2 meters. People are adhering to that. It's really great, but you know, we've had it quite easy here. But it's just nice that we live in a neighborhood where we can go down and see the water. So join us. How cute is this? Our local Thai restaurant cafe have really decorated their windows. Someone's definitely an artist. Okay. End of the day, and the end of the day means wine o'clock for me. So this has not changed at all during lockdown. I always finish around about 5:30, 5:45. I go back into the kitchen because the kitchen's kind of where we've created just a family space. You know, no one really works in the kitchen. It's where we can relax. So I'm in this sort of kitchen living area and have my glass of wine. And I'm going to cook some supper. I've had a really busy day. I've been really lucky. During this whole lockdown, during COVID-19, my business has been pretty steady. There has been a couple of clients, sort of the more the high-end clients, sort of the bigger ticket clients have postponed until they kind of know what's happening with their business. A lot of them had events as part of their business model, so their branding is kind of being put on hold. But generally, people have used this time to work on their business, to get things moving, to get things right, to get their branding sorted. A lot of people have wanted backdrops, obviously, as you can imagine. So I've been really busy. Let me just put this down. I've been really busy with backdrop designs. Normally I'm printing probably once or twice a month, but recently it's been once a week. So yeah, business has been good. I'm extremely grateful. I love my online community. I love my clients, and I love what I do. So anyway, cheers to that. So this is me done for the day. It's been a really busy day. I'm tucked up in bed now. I've got my Kindle. I'm so rock and roll. This is my life. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed spending the day with me, a day in the life of a designer in lockdown. And thank you for joining me. And I hope you all sleep well.